Hello there, I'm Roger Webb and welcome to my workshop. Today I'm going to take you through the process of making a new product on your laser with a new type of material and the process that you would need to go through to be able to be successful in making a product. And in this case, this is very nice bamboo. It's actually a cutting board that I picked up from the local shop for $5. You know, you can't beat that. It's well, you know, it's really nicely finished, nice and smooth. And I've never actually engraved on bamboo before. I don't know why, but so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a test CAD, a grayscale test CAD, to find out the best settings for the laser to produce quite a decent engraving into this. Now, this laser will automatically set the focus, and I'll run that. I'll choose an area on this material and then I'll run that file and we'll see what the result is going to be. Okay, so I've set the origin up in this top corner. So now I'll just do a run round, make sure that it is going to be in an area where I think it's going to be. So now we'll set the laser going and see what the result's going to be. Not quite the result I was looking for. So I think we're going to have to up the power just a little. So this is the effect I was after. So you can pick up all the small detail. Okay? It's quite liney actually in the deep cut here, and you'll notice that half of it's missing. Well, the reason for that is I didn't treat it as a photograph. What I did, I just treated it as a standard sort of black and white, should we say, image, not a photograph. And so the layers then of grey, the laser just won't see them down to a certain level, and I would have to dither that test CAD and then put it into laser CAD, but that's not what I was after, because this is a straight black and white image. So this is the effect that I was looking for. I'd like to try and get rid of some of those lines there. I don't know whether it's the direction of which the laser is actually etching it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this 90 degrees that way, and I'm going to run the same test here just to see if it makes any difference. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to run that test again. All I've done is turned it 90 degrees. Incidentally, the power level for this was 6585. I think it's a little better. I think it's a little better. What do you think? I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go with across the grain. So we brought our Aztec calendar into our program. I'm just measuring now. The distance goes 200 millimeters. So we're going to do. Let me see, 190. So select the whole picture, right click, resize. I'm going to go 190. Okay. It really doesn't matter where this is on the table, as it were, because the origin is here, and I can set that origin anywhere on the table. It doesn't coincide with the positioning actually on this program until you alter a couple of settings, and I'll actually show you those when I come to them in a minute. Okay. So, it's all on a black layer, it's engraving. Double click. Okay. What I was just talking about was here. If I put coordinates in here, let's just move this out of the way slightly. Now, if I said, for example, 60, okay, in the X, and 50 in the Y, and put those coordinates there, this would jump to here, like that, and it would machine it in that exact same spot on the table on the laser. But we don't want that. We want to position the laser at a particular point on the table on our piece of work, and set the 0, 0, or the work offset, start of the program, right on the piece of material right here, which can be positioned anywhere on the table. Okay, 400 millimeters per second, that is. So it will go up to, I've never had it up there, but it will go up to 600 millimeters a second. I don't like my machine thrashing around too much. You know, I'm sure it'll do it just fine, but you know, I like to preserve my equipment. Okay, so 400 works just fine. And if you know, all the main stream manufacturers, you know, they recommend 400 as well in all their tutorials, so why should I be any different? Okay, now what I'm going to do here, I am going to, I know I set particular settings, okay, but I just want it that just a little tiny bit darker if I can. And I'm going to put this up to 90%. Now that doesn't mean to say that the laser is going to run 90% the full time, because right throughout this, the laser is only up to 90% in the black areas. And the rest of the time, as you've seen in this demonstration, it's turned off. And it's only milliseconds. And with this particular laser, 90% is producing 100 watts. So, and you know, in previous laser videos of mine, I have explained that you know, this setting here in percentage of power output doesn't exactly relate to the power output in watts of the laser. It's sort of a linear affair, right down at the very sort of like between 10 and say 50%. You know, there's quite a max steep rise in power output, and then after 50% it sort of rounds off and tails up to 100 watts, and I know that this laser tube will produce 100 watts at 90% output. Now if you put it up to 100, the laser tube will actually fire about 120 watts. But like I also previously said, you can't for long periods of time, well, I wouldn't at all, run a 100 watt laser at 120 watts output. It won't last very long. So, and it doesn't matter how good your tube is, if you overdrive a tube, you will kill it. You know, sort of well, it won't last as long as what it should. Okay. 0.1, that's fine. Actually, I'm going to I'm going to go 0.9 there. 0.9, just to see if we can get rid of some of that, you know, lining a little bit. Down top, that's fine. Everything else is fine here. We just want to run it once. Now if I put here, and this really is for 3D etching, I could tell this program that I want you to run this 2, 3 or 4 times, and I would put it in here, the amount of times I want it to run, and you just turn the laser on and it will do it 3, 4 times. That's okay, and you can 3D carve with a laser. Really, if you want to do 3D carving, a CNC router can do it far better. That's my thinking. You can 3D carve with a laser, but my terminology, it doesn't come out that good. Yeah. Okay, and we'll press OK. So now we'll transfer that program into the laser and we'll etch it. Probably about there. Okay, so I'm going to set the origin there and I'm going to do a test. Looks pretty good to me, so here we go, and this is probably going to take about 10 to 15 minutes, so I'll video the entire thing, but I'll play it back at 4 or 5 times the speed so you don't get too bored, and I'll play a little bit of music for you. Here we go. So that's the sort of detail that a good 100 watt laser can give you. This was about $4 and it's turned it into about $40 in about 15 minutes. So this 100 watt laser can turn out about 4 of these an hour with no trouble at all. Now for my recommendations of what to look for in a laser, you'll find in about, I think it was about 6 videos back or so, about a month ago. So if you're thinking about buying a laser, I advise you to go and have a look at that, and it will, it will arm you with the information that you need to not waste your money. So if you're thinking about buying a laser, don't think that you're going to buy a 100 watt laser like this for $2,000 or $2,500 and expect to get out quality work, because it just won't happen and you'll be throwing your money away. And bear in mind also what I said. If you're thinking of doing 3D carving with a laser, my personal view is it's not the right tool to do it. You will not get anything, it's a bit overexposed, but you won't get anything like this at all. Or the eagle up there, or indeed this 3D lion. Okay, CNC Router, right tool for the job. In my view, a laser is not the right tool to do 3D carving. You can do etching perfectly in high detail, etching and lettering, it'll do it in stone even, but it won't do it in metal. Now, I've got a lot of people say to me that they bought an 80 watt laser and they can't engrave in metal. No, you can't. You need a 300 watt CO2 laser or a fiber laser to do that. Now, those sort of machines, you are looking at $20,000 plus, and I'm talking US dollars. Okay, so different animal altogether. So if you're considering when I say you can't etch, it won't remove material from metal, but it will remove a top coat of paint, as it were. If you sprayed it black and it will etch the colour away, but you've got to be very careful with things like aluminium, because aluminium will reflect the laser up to 98%. Laser, it's very, very difficult for a laser to penetrate aluminium or even etch aluminium away. So keep that in mind. So don't forget, you will be able to take an anodized layer or paint from metal with an 80 watt or 100 watt laser. That's fine. There are certain chemicals or chemical paint that you can spray onto metals, and when the laser, just say for example you're doing writing, lettering, when the laser does the lettering, the paint, should we say, cures then, or is cured by the laser heating it up onto the metal, and then the rest of the material, or rest of the paint then, will wash off, leaving the lettering behind, but it won't etch the metal away. Okay, so just understand that. A laser will actually etch and cut anything, but you have to have the right type of laser and the right power output laser to be able to do that. And if you want to cut metal, you know, 2mm sheet steel, well, you're definitely going to want a 300 watt laser and bigger. Okay, so okay then, job well done, I think. And so now you've got some understanding too now of how to get there, how to get your power levels. Okay, it's, you know, it's not exactly trial and error, it's called testing. Okay. And you know, sort of a very, very short space of time, you know, you can end up with something like this. So thank you for joining me, and don't forget, subscribe, press like, and come in and see some more of my videos. So it's bye for now.